or sponsors.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WHFS in Tampa and WWNN in South Florida, Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free, 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
Oh, yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WHFS and 1010 AM 92.1 and 103.1. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. It's a beautiful time of the year. Yes, indeed. We are in the holiday season. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Well, we're not quite ready for all that hustle and bustle. I know, because we're only in the very beginning of November, but blink twice, we'll be at Thanksgiving. We are opening up to the holiday season, and in the holiday season, we want to honor the energy of giving and recognize the life gifts that we have. Life always presents us with gifts that we can cherish. Only some of them, we don't really see them before they actually show up because we think we're in the middle of a mess. Only to find out that life threw us a curveball. We thought we got somewhere that was really uncomfortable, only to find out there was a hidden gem, a hidden treasure. We all have hidden treasures in this world. And life has a way of moving us along, whether we like it or not. Have you ever left a job, said, I don't want this job anymore, take this job and, and then you go off to another job, thinking you've made a great move, only to find out that that place is not any better than where you were, worse. And then you think you've made a mistake. But because you're there in that other job, that you're now regretting the choice, the change, the transition. Many people say, I'm afraid to leave what I know because I don't know what I'm stepping into. Sometimes we have to show the universe we're willing for change. So if you're in a job that's got you uncomfortable and you feel like you've made a wrong choice by being there, sometimes there's an opening, a way for you to connect to something different. Someone notices you, or because you're there, you meet a client, and a client of the company takes interest in you and wants you to come work for them. But had you not left the other job that you realized you didn't want to be at, thinking you were stepping on some new, uncharted territory that was going to be fabulous, you find out that it's not so good. But you live in the choice, rather than feeling down and despaired and regretting the choice. See where the choice can take you. Maybe it's just a new energy so you can pivot from there to somewhere else. You see, life is always opening us up to new possibilities. And they're all gifts. Some of our greatest challenges, the ones that really had you on your knees, the ones that maybe shook you up, made you think you couldn't handle it, they taught you a lot about yourself, who you are, your strengths, your resourcefulness, your resilience, your ability to be courageous and think outside the box. I love when people can think outside the box. When we're caught up in a routine, sometimes we lose the momentum and the joy of being creative. So life shakes us up. And when we've navigated something difficult and we look back, sometimes we say it wasn't so bad, although in the middle of it, it felt awful. So as you're going through a difficult relationship breakup, and it feels awful. Maybe the legalities are just mind-blowing and just a rough experience. And there's a lot of accusations and finger-pointing, difficult conversations, resentment. And in the end, it's not a pleasant experience. The marriage ends. Paperwork is signed, sealed. You move on in your life. And now you realize that you understand more about who you are. You understand that you can fight for what you believe in. That you are able to, if you're a single mother or even a single father, handle your children, raise them on your own. You're stronger and better for the battle that you went through. And then passing through all of that, you meet someone who is everything you want and more. Life has a way of surprising you. Sometimes people think, I'm just a confirmed old bachelor, or I'm a confirmed single woman. I don't need anybody. that's when the universe really laughs and gives you a really big gift. And of course, you have the freedom to return it. You don't have to keep it. But just think. Think how life presents us with a different perspective. Sometimes where we think we've placed these walls and boundaries, the universe has a way of knocking them down when they have something better for us. And even when we don't take the time to self-care, self-nurture, our body will kind of shut down and make us take a rest so that we do stay on the path of health. You know, you'll have those days where you just feel so tired. Maybe you have to lay down and take a rest or go to bed earlier. Well, do your best to get more rest. And then you feel more refreshed. And it makes you notice you need to take more time to rest. More quiet time, more alone time. Just to regroup, to recharge. To sit with nature and the divine and talk to your guides and your angels. And in this goal to get more rest and kind of self-nurture, it's then that you hear the whisper of inspiration and you have the most magnificent idea, and that moves you on to maybe a new opportunity for yourself, a new career. It doesn't burn you out and make you tired or stressed. It gives you the flexibility that you want for your family. It gives you freedom. Isn't that what life is about? Being free to be who we are? An expression of self and make choices along the way, some better than others. And some choices we make in life, the hidden gift is because initially we make the choice out of an obligation. Have you ever done something for your family even though you really didn't want to do it, but you knew the family needed you to, or it was the right thing to do, so you showed up and you were the good sister or brother or daughter or son, and you did it? And then in the middle of it, even though you're glad you did it because you're honoring family, you're like, I really don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. But I'm doing it for my family, and so I'm trying to have a happy heart. And then something magical happens for you because you did the right thing. It always works out. I remember when I was in Westchester, New York. For the most part, that's where I grew up. Born in New Jersey, grew up in Westchester County, New York, and spent some nice time in some of the more northern parts in different counties like Dutchess and Putnam. Beautiful energy of nature, a little more spread out. But I was always about an hour, not an hour, more than an hour away from New York City, because that's where things were happening. And as a performer, I needed to get there. And at the time, I was self-employed, so I could pretty much do anything I wanted when I wanted. I made my own schedule. And I remember my father had this idea. And whenever my father has an idea, it would always involve me. And this idea was a country club that he was going to own the rights to for 15 years. And he came to me. He's like, listen, I got an idea. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go here. You go too. I go, I don't want to move back to New Jersey. Don't worry, be fine. I was like, but Dad. And so he had this whole plan, and he lived in Westchester. So he thought it made more sense, since I worked from home, for me to just be close there. And so I made the choice. There was a part of me that didn't really want to go there. But I didn't have a good, strong reason not to go other than I didn't want to. And I will say now, looking back, I had this really bad feeling. Those bad feelings when you just know something's not going to add up and be the way the picture is being painted. My father had owned other restaurants in Delhi in New York, a French restaurant in New York, all the while he was a country club manager for a very well-known country club in Westchester County, New York. So as he would do that, he'd have these little side things going on. And if you were my friend, you got to work for my dad. No Coke, Pepsi. So we would just work for this very strong Greek man. And I had kind of pulled away from the restaurant business, was doing my own business. And I was having a really good time. So I was going to be a team player. So I moved. And I remember I moved, it was February 93. I had a really bad feeling. Really bad. I just felt like something wasn't going to play out well. So the year began, and everything seemed fine. He was building this magnificent wedding banquet area, and we were busy and booked. We had 2 different venues there. It was 2 different golf courses, a public and a private golf course. I mean, it was a fabulous place. And he had the rights to run anything related to the food or the catering. So it was a good gig. And he had it pretty well organized. I mean, he'd been doing it his whole life. I remember one day I said, I never really wanted to move here. And then he gave me that look like, I didn't make you move here. I was like, okay. And that conversation just kind of got quiet. And I just thought, well, here I am. Well, by November of that year, everything that I thought was going to be came crashing down. He became unexpectedly sick, and in 3 weeks, he was gone. And so here I was in a state I didn't want to be in, and of course there was all the legalities of what my family had to do to sell the business, and I wasn't involved in any of that, but they had to do that. And I just felt like, well, here I am in New Jersey again. And life threw it a different route for me. At first, I was feeling kind of down and beaten, not really understanding what was really going to come of it all. And of course, I still had my business, still was doing well, but felt stuck. And felt down, of course, because I'd lost my father, and a few months later lost my grandmother. So you're in that space of life's throwing you a few curveballs, and you're really not sure how you're going to get up. And so I was in a computer store one day, and I was doing some work for them. I was hired to do some per diem work, help them with their training. And it was there that I met my spiritual teacher, which opened me up to a whole new world. And ironically, that move to New Jersey was a necessity. It was an obligatory experience at the time, but it was a necessity for the journey of my life. Because it's what put me in a new place, in a new environment that gave me opportunity to meet at first a peculiar, but then interesting, and very spiritually gifted and aligned person who opened up my world to new things, new possibilities, new ideas, new perspectives, and miracles. All because I did what I thought was the right thing to do. But inside not even feeling that it was going to be a good thing at the time, but just still doing the right thing. And it put me on a path that, even though the transition of still being in New Jersey and kind of reinventing myself and redesigning the path that I was taking, may have had its moments of feeling bumpy and uncomfortable, and kind of did nothing but reinforce why I was like, I knew I shouldn't be here. But I had met this incredible person and spent much time in their energy with their wife and get to know them, and all about this journey of connecting with God and understanding the miracles that are before us. And that if you align yourself with God, if you align yourself with the angels, you can live a very charmed life. So different from how I was raised. It was an eye-opening experience. So if I hadn't made that choice, if I hadn't done something that was almost seemingly not appealing to me, off-putting in a way, but still chose to do the right thing, imagine where I would be. I would never have met that person. I would not have been introduced to this type of work, not in that way, in that fashion. I'm sure I would have found my way somehow. But it was such a unique path, and he was such a gifted, incredibly guided individual. And the magic that I saw, the miracles that I saw, were just awe. You would be in awe of the experiences. So wherever you are in the walk of life, whatever path you're on, and perhaps you're feeling you're living in your gifts and all the gifts are lining up, or maybe You feel like you're still waiting for life to give you your gifts. Or maybe you've had some and you felt like you squandered them away. Or you didn't do the right thing by them. Maybe you're feeling that someone took them from you. You thought you were with your life partner and they woke up one day and said, I don't love you, I don't want to be with you, and just left you there standing, just distraught, destroyed. There's always a gift that comes behind an experience like that. There's always a gift when you do the right thing. There's always a gift when you honor yourself. And you pay attention to what you know. Long before I knew I was connected, I still knew that that year was just going to be an off year. It's like something bad was going to happen. I didn't have the connectivity or the ability to know and see, and maybe even if I did, I wouldn't have been shown because we can't know everything. Things have to be revealed in due time. We're not always ready to receive the whole story. Sometimes Spirit gives us a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. They've got to make sure that they kind of spoon feed us along life because we get ahead of ourselves. So wherever you are, life is a gift. And the gifts that the divine has for you, all of them, they're all right there waiting to just open your doors, bring you the joy, bring you the love, bring you the harmony, provide you with the abundance, the inspiration, the guidance, the strength, the courage to be where you are, make the changes, celebrate you, celebrate life, and see what else is coming. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we're coming right back. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We're being heard on WHFS and on WWNN in South Florida. We're over there in Tampa. We just love Florida. And we've got some great weather going here. I hope you're sharing out this show. Go to iHeartRadio. Send it out to your friends. Put them on Facebook, YouTube, Sarah Spiritual. We're standing in the room filled with gifts. What gifts does the divine have for you? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Back here live on WHFS 1010 AM 92.1 and 103.1. You're also listening to us at WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 FM and 96.9. We are answering your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. All across the nation, 888-565-1470. And we're taking a look to see what life has to offer us and how we can make a transformation in our life. And so we're going to go to the phone lines, and we are also welcoming your messages on Facebook and your messages on YouTube. Just go to the Sarah Spiritual page, pop into the comments of the show, and we'll be answering your questions very soon. So 888-565-1470, and we're going to go to Hope. Hope is in New York. She's in a New York state of mind. So Hope, how are you tonight?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing great.
I've been trying to get you for the past 3 weeks.
It's a busy place here for the past 3 weeks, so thank you, Hope, for calling in. We appreciate it.
Busy like crazy.
Busy like crazy, yes. We are so glad to talk to everyone all across the nation. And Hope, this year is a year for you to really sew up your finances and get some better flowing work and money coming in the door. As we bring you into this 2021 into 2022 period of time, I see increase and I see financial increase. I also see that I see some financial increase for you. And I'm also seeing here, Hope, that we're having some problems with our leg, our knee, please. There's a problem with your knee?
Yes.
Okay. So they're making me aware that we may have to be a little more careful with this, perhaps do some follow-up and do something with that. Is that true?
Well, maybe I have to do that.
Yes, take a look into that. So don't put that off, because that could get complicated. You might need some therapy or you might need a procedure. So Hope, we want to take a look at that so that your legs are strong. Hope, what is your question for me tonight?
Overall, everything. Love life, everything. Love everything.
Well, love and money. Here we go. Love and money. I was just like, my guides are laughing. They're like, love and money. Spirit guide says to me, she wants it all, Sarah Spiritual. And love is something that has been a bit elusive. We haven't really been able to attract the right person, someone that you feel you can trust. And it's been a little bit of a struggle to meet people in the past few years, even before what we've all endured this past 2 years. But the past few years, you really haven't had much opportunity between work and home to meet someone. And so they show me, though, that there is a event, a gathering, something that is coming up that you'll be invited to or participate in, where you will meet somebody who is, someone who is of potential. And I feel as if you're introduced to this person, and I feel as if this will be closer to the beginning of the year, the January, the February time. It doesn't seem to be part of 2021. It's part of 2022. And I feel like, Hope, that we meet somebody that way. And I also see some side work coming to you. Are you looking to do a side job on top of the job you have?
Yes, I want to, but this job that I'm doing here, it's very complicated because it's only me alone here.
Got it. Yes. Well,
I really need a side job.
Well, something will come up. Sit and be still and ask for an inspiration. Maybe there's something you can do on your own that you can generate some additional revenue so you can have more as you move yourself forward into this 2022 year. Hope it's going to be a great new year for you, and it's going to bring a lot of soul just a great soul journey and really delving into the essence of your connection with divine, which is going to bring you many, many blessings in the 2022. Hope, thank you so much for calling into the show. We greatly appreciate your question and your participation.
You're welcome. Thank you, too.
Thank you. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
888-565-1470. And we're going to go back to the phone lines, and I'm going to go to Wellington, Florida. I've got Dee on the line. Dee, how are you tonight?
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
I'm doing great, Dee. And what is your question for us? Thanksgiving, but I'm being prompted to say by December 1st, you should have a contract. There's another few weeks here that have to come through for us to have a contract of someone who's a solid buyer for this property. So you're looking at about 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay. Can Spirit tell me why it's sat on the market for this long? I mean, houses are going like hotcakes pretty much, but not this one. Is it the price? Is it just something inside the house?
What is the asking price?
We just dropped it to $664.
You're going to come in under that asking price, so it may have to do with the price. And it also has, when they take me into the house, something, I don't know if something's not up to par in the kitchen area or some part of the corner of the house there in that corner. Is there some work that has to be done there in that kitchen?
I've given my client numerous suggestions on how to open up the space and this and that, but she's just been a little bit resistant to that.
Okay, so that clogged energy. But Vanessa's in Texas. Vanessa, how are you tonight?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great, Vanessa. Great to make this connection with you. And when I make this connection, one of the things that I see here for you is that this is really, I hear this like energy of I've got a new attitude. I've got a new attitude. And there's this whole flow of energy around you that's bringing you into new connections and some different sense of community in your life coming for you.
Yes.
Are we looking to make some moves in our life, please?
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord, we're making a move. Yes, indeed. And when I look at the energy, Vanessa, they make me so aware of, gone are the days of false friends. I feel like you've done some house cleaning in your experience of your house and your connections with people, yes?
Correct.
Yes. And I'm also made aware of it's time for you to climb up into another level for work and a work environment as well. Are we looking to make some adjustments in that arena as well? Because they show me that shift and change. So it's really like a rehaul, a revamp for you. And when I step you into April and May of 2022, I see this beautiful energy of advancement, promotion. I see a raise, a bonus. I see something coming to you that kind of shifts the flow for you. I feel like there's a new role. This new role is going to give you opportunity for growth. And it may not be in the place that you are. I really feel that you're going to choose to make a major change so that you have much more freedom. Because you're feeling much like the gerbil in the wheel, just going around and around, yes?
Yes.
Okay. What is your primary question for me, Vanessa?
You said it, and then plus my finances are a mess.
Hot mess I am looking at in your finances. And so, Vanessa, one of the things I really suggest here is that this might sound basic, but I know that you're overextended. And I know that we have to take a look and see where's our money going, what's happening with the money. And so we can kind of begin to streamline some of it. I know you'll be like, well, I don't have much, so how much more you want me to cut back? But there's some things that you can do to streamline the finances. So I want you to take a look at that. And then as we get ready for a raise, something good will happen for you with that.
Okay.
All right. And I have a fabulous product called Money Oil. Many of my clients, they absolutely love this money oil. You put it on your hands, And if you play a number or you get a scratch off or you enter a contest, they've won so many things from this money oil. And so
Okay.
sometimes we have to put ourselves out there and do something to help ourselves by
True.
using something to kind of clear the energy so that we can be open to receive.
True, most
All right.
definitely.
All right, Vanessa, how did you hear about this show?
Oh wow. I used to watch the show. I used to watch him.
Wonderful. Well, we're glad you popped on back and continuing to listen and to watch. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much,
Yes, ma'am.
Vanessa. Stay well in Texas and have a great holiday season. Bye for now.
You too, okay.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come back to the phone lines and pop onto Facebook and YouTube, answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. We'll be right back.
I know you. Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before?
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? We are here live on WHFS and on WWNN in sunny Florida. Well, the sun's set, and don't forget, we fall behind this Sunday. Oh, Lord, just when I thought we had enough daylight, they're just going to suck it all away from us. All right, but I feel a little worse for my friends up north. They seem to get darker sooner. Someone was telling me, they're like, oh, it'll be dark at 4:30 by then. I was like, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. Come on. Well, I'd say move to Florida, but it sounds like everybody's moving to Florida, so everyone stay where you are for right now. We're soaking in the sun here in sunny South Florida, and we're having a great night. We are in the very beginning of the month of November. We've got some great things coming up at the center, one of which is Calvin Cates. He does Crystal Healing Bed, and if you're in West Palm, it is coming up in November, and it's a great experience. And this is going to be, I believe it is a November 18th and 19th. It is that weekend, and we are shining a light on healing. And he opens up the chakras with these 7 beautiful healing energies, connects to an energy in Brazil, and brings in that energy, channels it. It's an amazing healing event. If you'd like to learn more about this event, then be sure to check with my center at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. It is a powerful event. Join our newsletter. Those who join our newsletter at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, if it's your first order, you receive 15% off at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com, and you're going to get a very powerful message that helps you align yourself with your money. And you know, when we tell the universe, show me the money, universe, we always want it to deliver real quick. So we've got that coming up at the center, so we look forward to seeing you in West Palm Beach. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and I've got Annie, and she's in Miami. We've got Annie. Annie, how are you tonight?
Well, hey, Sarah, how are you?
I'm doing great, Annie. Good to make a connection with you tonight. This year is a year of you being more creative, and it's going to take you all the way up to your birthday. And it's this powerful, powerful energy where I know we need to get you out of the box. We need to get you out of the routine. We've got to color outside the lines. We need to make a change. Are you feeling this urge and this push to make a change in your life, Annie?
Actually, yes. When I was listening to you earlier, you started talking about, the job and whether or not it leads you to something better.
Yes.
Or whatever the case is. Can you tell me what your recommendations are as far as whether the current job that I'm in will lead to something better, or if I should just think about moving on and maybe give me an idea of what or where to go?
Yes. Well, we want to do something that's a little bit more aligned with who you are. I feel like there's a repetition to your job, and I feel like the environment at your job, Annie, just seems a little oppressive or just stuck. Does that make sense to you? I don't know if we don't really jive with the personalities there.
Yeah, there's definitely things there that are going on, to be sure.
To be sure. Let me tell you. So when I look, I'm like, pack up your bags and get on out, honey. It's time. But I know everything has a time. So let's give you the timing on this. So we want to shift, we want to change, and we want to do something, a work that is going to help you be true to yourself. You can multitask. You're really good at connecting with people. You're very good communicator. So you need something that engages that fascinating mind of yours, because the mind is always going. And you also need something where it's not repetitious. We want to do a few different things so we're with different people and it doesn't get boring, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when I move you into the energy of pay, you're really not getting paid what you're worth there either. So first, the way we create this new job, and I say this to Annie and anyone else looking to make a work change, is we envision how it will feel to be in a new environment and what we would love to be doing. And of course, we need to look at our qualifications as where we are for the moment, since we want to make an immediate change. And when we look at the immediate change, we then sit there and we ask ourselves, how much do I want to get paid? And we write it down. So we write, I am the woman who is aligning with a job that taps into my creativity, my intellect, my ability to communicate and be social, and I am paid well, and the amount I desire to be paid weekly or yearly, whatever number you like to play with, and you write it down. And I want you to envision this, and I want you to feel it, and I want you to see yourself picking up the phone and calling your best girlfriend and saying, I'm so excited. I just got my dream job, and it's absolutely amazing, and it's going to open up doors because this job has a path for me to grow. You see, where you are right now, Annie, you can't grow there. There's nothing to grow. So it's going to be the same. And they're so cliquey there that even if there could be a place for you, they're just going to pass you by. So we want a place that recognizes you. And so you put that on your paper. I want a place of work that is a friendly environment, that I can be recognized, and appreciated for what I bring, the value that I bring. And I value me, and I'm worthy. I am worthy of this job. And as you embrace your worthiness, you see it happening. And so for your timeline, I feel as if we need to stay where we are through the next 2 months. And then in January, I know, it's just not the best time to make a change. So you can suck it up a little longer, because I want you to strategically, energetically create this new job. So when you put the periscope up from the depths of the darkness from where you work, and you look up above the water and you go, oh, I see land and it's paradise, you'll instantly attract the job that you want.
All right. I think that's a good idea. Now, do you see me staying here in Miami, or do you think I should be moving elsewhere?
Elsewhere as in out of Florida?
Out of Florida?
Is that what you're asking? Because I don't see you leaving Florida.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't see you leaving Florida right now. I feel
Okay,
like there's a different opportunity here for you. If you went somewhere, where would you want to go? Carolinas?
That, or maybe Georgia, or I'm not sure at this point, honestly. I'm just thinking about whether, all the things that you said, and then I know what you're saying is right on the money. So I'm just wondering what the options are as far as possibilities for me.
So then when you envision, I want you to say, I want an opportunity that I can work from home so I could live anywhere, or I want an opportunity that has multiple locations so I can transfer should I feel the need to have a new scenery and environment, right? So I want you to really feel that, Annie. And I don't see you in Georgia. That's where I don't see you. All right, so we just crossed Georgia off the list. That's just not the place for you right now.
All right.
So we'll take that out and see what comes of this here. But finding a job that's going to align you with a higher pay rate, more appreciation, and a room to grow, getting out of the box, out of the routine, and off the gerbil wheel that you're on is the journey between now and May of next year. So this is the window that the energy around you and your soul is ready to just catapult you to a new level. All right, Annie, I hope I've been of service to you.
You're a doll, and I got to tell you, I listen to you every time I'm driving home, and I just appreciate your show and all that you do to help everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. God bless you. Bye for now. Bye. 888-565-1470. And from Miami, we got to go to New York. I've got Lala on the line. Lala, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. La 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 la. So, la 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 la. Okay, Miss Lala, how can I help you tonight?
So I've been in this relationship for we about to make 5 years next year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like some days we're good, some days it's bad. And it's like we just been up and down. And we recently got engaged. And it's like I know he loves me, but he get in this mood where he's like, he gets so angry. Like recently, just a few days ago, we got into it, and he asked for his ring back. So I don't know. Like, I'm so confused. Is this my soulmate? Like, I don't know.
What is his birthday? Don't give me his name, but his birthday.
4/22/1994.
Okay, so you're both really in a really good place to have love in your life and the energy of love. But when you were talking, I heard this song, break up to make up, that's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. It's a game for two. So I've got this whole song in my head, and I'm thinking you guys are doing this roller coaster in this relationship. And what I really feel is that the wounds between both of you individually, your past histories, you're triggering each other. And you're pushing each other's buttons. And he does get mad because he's really kind of he's got a good-hearted guy, but he's really practical and stubborn. And sometimes he just gets so mad that people aren't listening to him because he thinks he knows right. And he just feels like no one's listening to him. And he just feels like he's got to scream so that he can get his point across. And does he love you? Well, he is a soulmate, first of all, but But soulmates are not always good things, because there are people we need to finish up a story, tie a story together. So Lala, there's a kind of a twisted turn in this relationship. And he's not ready to be the partner that you need. And I feel like the both of you need to talk about what is it we need to bring to each other in this relationship at this time. Does he love you? He loves you. Do you love him? You love him. But at this moment in time, he's just not in a good place. And so he's taking it out on you a bit. And so you're feeling lost. Give this relationship just a little step back. Did you give the ring back? No, right?
No, I still have the ring.
Good. We're not giving the ring back. That was a temper tantrum. He's very good at temper tantrums. Actually, for Christmas, we should get him some blocks. Just kidding.
Some what?
Blocks. I was like, just tell him to go play in the yard, right? But it's just this energy that he wants to be seen. He wants to be heard. You're not listening to him. He's under pressure. He's trying to make some moves. He's trying to feel good about himself, and he's not feeling ready. He's not feeling emotionally and financially ready for this. And so everything's kind of caving in on him. You're going to know more about this relationship, and if this relationship can stand the test of time. They're telling me the month of February, so we're going to give it a little more time, and you have to decide, Lala, what's best for you and how it makes you feel. He is a soulmate, but will he be the mate that you will love for all your days? Only you can answer that question. They're waving me off to close our first hour on WHFS, so I've got to go for now. I hope I've been of service to you.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Bye for now.
Bye.
WHFS, please stay with us. Pop on iHeartRadio and follow us on WWNN. We're waving goodbye for the first hour. Catch us on the second. If you're listening on WWNN, don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests.
If you knew how I feel, would you be gone now? If you knew what life was like, would you have walked out the door? I wonder now. Would you have left me crying? Would you have left me there so you could go on your way without looking back to see if I was okay? Would you still be this way if you knew how much I loved you? Would you to know if you ever really loved me, or was it just a game that you played for times away, but didn't mean to stay? And I was the fool. I wish you would have known before you walked out the door how I'd feel. I wish that I could show you that I was the one for you. But I guess you had to do what you felt was right for you. But if you think of me now, I hope you remember me and how I loved you so.
You with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way.
indeed. There's a light right here on WWNN, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. We're answering your questions all across the nation. And we've got some great things coming up at the center. Are you ready for your New Year's? Yes, I know, I'm rushing the year along. But we are offering our New Year's sessions in the month of December of 2021, beginning into the 2022 time frame. So if you'd like a New Year's reading, want to know what's going on with your life and your career and your opportunities and what your angel message might be for 2022 and so many other topics that we'll be covering, then please go to sarahspiritual.com and register for your session. We also have our New Year's kits. They're going to be on display at the center soon, and you are going to be taking reservations. Join our email because you want to be in on the know when we launch our #1 product that's sold every year, which is our New Year's kit. It is a whole kit that assists you in being able to tune in and cheer in the new year and welcome all the things that you desire for 2022. And it's a bit of a magical process that you get to go through. So we have a wonderful treasure chest of goodies in this New Year's kit bag that you receive. And if you'd like to get the combo, we've got that too, your New Year's reading and your New Year's kit. There's a discount for that. So we welcome you're looking into that as we begin to launch all of that. In a few weeks this month, we're going to launch, and you can register for your New Year's reading as soon as now on sarahspiritual.com. So we welcome getting you in the queue for New Year's readings. Also, we have Calvin Cates coming, and so don't forget to book your wonderful appointments for your crystal healing bed sessions. That'll be in just a couple of weeks as well. Expedito Enlightenment Center, you'll be able to learn more about it. And again, join our mailing list because that's going to give you all the latest updates and what's up with Sarah Spiritual as she gets ready for 2022 for all of you. Well, we've got my friend, Stacie Haller. She's on the line. She's going to talk to us about what's going on in the universe. You know, that destinyinthestars.com kind of place? That's where she has all her information. She just looks into the stars and she gets a feeling. And the stars, they're charted. They don't lie. They tell us what's coming. So she gazes the stars. I often wonder how much time she spends looking out into the sky. And she's going to share with us all the wisdom she has about what's coming up for this month of November and how it's going to impact your astrological sign. Stacie, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. I'm fine. I'm happy to join you tonight.
Thank you for joining us. And how's the weather in chilly Boston?
A little cold for my taste, I have to say. So when I hear you in Florida, I hope the sunshine's coming up this way. It's a little cold.
Well, you know, you're just in the beginning of your winter time, but we hope you have a very mild winter and save a snowflake for us because we always do like the pretty snow. So, Stacie, what's shaking in the sky and the universe, and how's it going to impact all of us? I know we just came out of Mercury retrograde. It was a little bumpy time. So what do we got to look forward to for November?
I know we were all taking a few breaths after that retrograde. But we could welcome in November, actually, starting tomorrow, the new moon in Scorpio is kicking off eclipse season. And we've got some powerful eclipse coming up. And this new moon in Scorpio tomorrow is particularly powerful. And then in 2 weeks, as we know, the new moon will become the full moon. And there you go. There's the first lunar eclipse in Taurus on the 19th. And then 2 weeks after that, we have a solar eclipse in Sag. So tomorrow's a pretty big kickoff for the solar eclipse season.
Wow. And it's going to really kind of put things in perspective for people, would you say?
The message is release. You know, Scorpio digs deep, finding the truth, transformation. So the energies coming in that's going to play in all of us is changes and breaking old patterns and coming out of our comfort zone. And Uranus is opposing the moon, which means Uranus is coming along with the wrecking ball to make sure we shake things up when we're not ready. In fact, Sarah, when you were telling your story about how life makes changes that you don't know at the time where you're going, I always think that's Uranus.
Well, it was a heck of a time. But yes, you know, I imagine if we looked at the chart, it might be right there in a particular spot in my chart that would explain why all that went down. But I didn't know you then.
That's right. Well, that was just what was meant to be in our path. So for all of us, we need to take a look at what this new moon in Scorpio is going to affect all our signs because we're all going to feel it. So I would love everybody to pay attention to your sun sign, and if you know your rising sign, listen in on that too, because that might also resonate with you. So how about we take a look at how it's going to affect everyone?
Yes, please.
Well, I have to start with Scorpio. Happy birthday, Scorpio. So for my Scorpio friends, this is the most important new moon of the year for you. It's in your sign in this month. So for you, it's the rebirth of yourself, digging in, making the changes to becoming the true you, and you'll see dramatic changes in your relationships because you're rebirthing who you are. So it's a very transformational time for Scorpios. Now, Aries, here we go into your financial area. So for my Aries friends, the message is let go of the old ways of making money. Look to make money that aligns with your values. As your values change, the way you make money could change too. Now, Taurus is really important in this cycle too because Uranus is in Taurus. So Taurus, pay attention because for you, it's all about partnerships. New ways, becoming who you are in the partnership. And especially in November, December, you might see some changes coming and feeling more freer to be who you are in your relationships. Gemini, it's about your new relationship with your body and your health. Look at physical changes that you can make with diet or exercise. Align your body to where your soul is going and to your true self. Now, my Cancer friends, here we're looking at your approach to love, to be more free who you are in your love relationship. So as you're changing and moving into align how you view love and where you are to your soul. Now, my Leo friends, it's about family. Remember who you were in the family growing up? Now you want to think about who you are in the family. You're reclaiming your place in the family. Maybe it should be different. Maybe you want to go in a different direction. Virgo, new skills, new communications, new connections, new contracts. The way you relate to the world will be changing in new ways. And Libra, it's about your finances. Money, maybe a new job, maybe a new role in your company. Maybe you'll get a windfall or maybe you'll have more expenses, but there's changes coming in your finance area. Pisces is looking at your belief systems. What do you believe? How do you communicate that out? What are your inner truths? So Pisces is going to be making changes in the way they look at their philosophy of life. And Sag, you're repatterning those inner patterns. You're looking at the things that you've been carrying with you from your early life and really simplifying it and taking away, breaking out of some of those old patterns. Capricorn, you're connecting to your dreams, your vision. It's right there. It's an exciting time for Capricorns. You're moving forward in your dreams. And Aquarius, you're moving up in your career. This energy is looking for Aquarius. Get out of your comfort zone. Move to do what you really want to do. Learn something new. Shake it up. And all of us are looking to make things differently and move in a direction that we might be afraid to go, but the universe is telling us it's time to commit.
Time to commit, time to change. Yes, be open to change, new possibilities. And Stacie, would you imagine that some of this is just a wake-up call to put us all in the right position so that when the energy of 2022 comes upon us, that we're in the right place for the right happenings?
I absolutely see it that way. And if you look at the way these eclipses are rolling out, right? So the new moon is the new vision board. What do I want to change? And the full moons and the eclipses are everything on steroids, pushing us to make the change. Get rid of what's not working. Get out of your comfort zone. Commit to get aligned to where you should be. So you're right, Sarah. It's coming at the end of the year. We're kind of cleaning the slate so we could move on and make some progress.
And we're really welcoming some progress. It's been a weird couple of years, so everyone's really looking to make a change. Well, Stacie, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And I know that you offer sun sign readings for people, their wonderful energy of their birth sign and what that represents for them. And does this also give them a clue into 2022 for the new year?
Well, once you understand your path, which is really understanding your birth chart and your journey, then we could also look at return charts and see what the new year is bringing, but everything is based on your original life path. So, yes, we get great insights into where changes are needed and what new energies are coming next year to help us commit to our true path.
Absolutely. Well, if anyone would be interested in having a session with Stacie, you can go to Destiny in the Stars. I know many people have, and they absolutely love it. And by the way, it makes a great gift for someone that you care about that maybe needs to have some insight on, well, the markers on their path for their life. So thank you, Stacie. We can learn more about Stacie at destinyinthestars.com. As always, pleasure having you. I guess we'll catch you on the flip side of the eclipse in the beginning of next month.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sarah. We'll meet again on the solar eclipse.
I look forward to it. Bye for now.
Bye.
Well, everyone, 888-565-1470. We are welcoming your phone calls. But for this moment in time, we're going to take a break, and then we're coming back to the phone lines. And I've got my friends on Facebook, and we didn't forget you, Facebook and YouTube. We'll be coming back to you as well. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, indeed. We are right back here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions all across the nation. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing the page, sharing the light, sharing the love. We're going to pull a question from Facebook, and then we're going to go to Connecticut. But first, let's see what we've got. We've got a YouTube question. We got Miss Cherry. She says, Sarah, do you see me moving back to Miami? You know, Miss Cherry girl, I don't see you moving back right just yet. I really think you need to stay where you are. Miami's not going to offer you enough of what you need to stay stable. Stability is key for you right now. Maintaining a stable life, perhaps in the spring, you'll be heading back to Florida, but at this time, there is no move. You need to be in a secure, stable place so that you can afford where you are before you make such a move. Thanks so much, Miss Cherry, for your YouTube question. Let's pull one from Facebook before we go back to the phone lines. Ashley Heavey. Ashley Heavey, she says, can I tap into her relationship dynamic? Yeah, we're going to tap right in here, and we're going to take a look and see. She has her birthday and his birthday, so as I tune into that energy, first of all, Ashley, this time is for you to draw healthy boundaries, step into your personal power and your just love of self, and just beam and be the light and the love that you are. And his energy, well, he runs hot and cold. So, of course, you're going to have a difficult time getting a read on him because he doesn't always share his innermost thoughts and feelings. And I feel like he kind of dances in and shows attention and interest and then just doesn't show up. So there's this feeling emotionally of a disconnect going on here. There's an aloof feeling is the word that they give me. You know, Ashley, this can be a good relationship, but you communicate in two different ways. And I don't feel like he's showing up in the communication in the way that you would want for feelings. He's a great communicator. He's really intelligent. He's eclectic. He's eccentric. He's got a lot of cool qualities. But I feel like there's a coolness to him that just may not be as warm and fuzzy as you would like. I'll give you the read on how I think this is going to play out for you. I feel like you're going to have an opportunity to kind of get a little closer in communication and have a better understanding of what you both want in a partner. If we can have this conversation, there'll be a better understanding, and you'll know more clearly what feels right for you. I see things kind of coming to a head of just a highlight of a moment that you get this sense of, I don't know if this is working for me, and you'll just step into this role of putting your wall up. If once you put your wall up, Ashley, it's really hard for people to get it down. So this conversation of relationship would be best had of what each wants in a partner and how we view this relationship and how we can best communicate and make each other feel supported. I think this would be a powerful time for you if you would just have that conversation. Then this relationship would have a better flow. You'll know by the end of the year if this is where you want to tune in and tap in and raise that champagne glass to toast in 2022. Ashley, interesting dynamic. No wonder you're a little off-put, but there's a way to kind of bridge it if you choose to stay. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. And now we're going to go to Amanda. Amanda's in Connecticut. Amanda, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
How are you
doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. What is your question for us here?
I'm really concerned about my grandfather and his health and want to know, moving forward, what's to come with me getting to see him and getting back down there and with him getting better, hopefully.
Well, your grandfather's in a bit of a grave state. His health has been kind of compromised, and there's some serious things going on in his health. Yes, please?
Yes. We had to get him sent to the hospital this weekend by family members.
Yeah. And so this is a difficult time because he doesn't like hospitals and he doesn't like all this hogwash and stuff. But there is a major disease going on in the body that needs to be addressed, and there's some treatment or something that must come of it. And I feel as if by sending him to the hospital, he's going to get all the tests and everything he needs kind of all at once. And this is going to be beneficial and put him on a better path so that he can make the right choices for his body. But this disease, and I'm not a doctor and I cannot diagnose, but disease seems to have run its course in him and seems to have a big hold on his physical body. So this is a bit of an uphill climb for him, Amanda, and I have to tell it to you the way the angels give it to me. I do not know God's plan for your grandfather, nor do I know what he chooses to do with God in this journey. But I do know that he's going to have to put on his fighting clothes to just really kind of give it a good fight so he can pass through this little dark tunnel that he's in from his health perspective. As far as you coming here, Amanda, it is something that is most important for you. It is the energy of your freedom. It is the energy of feeling connected, and it opens you up to new possibilities energetically, spiritually, emotionally. It's just a better vibe for you. You feel better. I know that there's family where you live and that you're connected to people and there's a certain level of obligation. But at this point in your life, you have to take a look at what's most important for you. And what's most important for you is that you get out of the box that you've been living in. It's almost like a bit of a trap. We're kind of stuck. We're stagnant. And I mean no disrespect to the people that you're associated with. It's just that they have an expectation of who you are. And every time you pop out of the box and say, yes, but this is the new me, they go, no, go back to the way you were. And they slam you right back in the box. So, Amanda, in this vision here, you need to take control and decide what you want to do. And we can't do it because someone else wants us to do it. We can't put ourselves in a position that we're miserable because we're doing for other people because that's what they expect us to do. Because this in itself will make you sick, and this in yourself will kind of destroy you. Okay. So you shouldn't be in that position. And you were so light and energetic and healthy when you were here in Florida.
Correct.
And you had, my guides tell me, you had hope. Now you're feeling a bit hopeless, like you're sinking down into a deep hole, yes?
Yes, I'm struggling really bad and wanting to get back to Florida with big opportunities coming in next year. Why I really hope my grandfather would be there with me.
So you're looking at coming back in June?
Maybe sooner, but in March I have a big opportunity that came up. I got into the Disney College program.
Okay. And that would be in Disney here?
Yes.
Okay. So I see you coming back before June, and I see you coming back before March.
Yeah, I wanted to get to spend the holidays with my grandfather as quickly as I can.
Well, then that's what you need to do.
Okay.
You don't want to live.
To see you again.
Yes, well, I appreciate that, but hear what I'm going to say to you. Amanda, you don't want to live in the land of regret. You want to live in the land of love and light and connection with all and whomever is important to you. Don't live in regret. I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Because that will haunt you.
Okay.
Start packing.
Okay. My boss will even text me, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? We're holding your job as manager down here.
Okay, great. So you know what to do. Get yourself better. Take your vitamins. Get yourself a little healthy. And make the trip. I'm sure your grandfather would be most happy to see you. All right? So
yes,
we'll see you soon. Bye for now, Amanda.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. 888-565-1470. And from Connecticut, we're going to go back to Florida. I've got Joey on the line. Joey, how are you tonight?
I'm doing very well, Sarah. Can you hear me good?
I hear you perfectly, Joey. Thank you so much.
Good. Okay. I have a question I wrote out. What can I do to make sure that I never have a thought of having to rent a room in my house ever again? And I feel very positive about November and these 2 months. What can you tell me that I'm feeling, or you're saying that I'm feeling that's really good that's coming from me?
Well, first, let's talk about the energy of renting a room in your house. That comes from a place of lack. You feel like it's not enough, you're not enough, you don't bring in enough, there's just not enough to cover it. And you need to deem your house as your sacred sanctuary, and no one is in that house unless you deem necessary for them to visit. That it is your humble abode, it is your energetic sanctuary, and that space is filled with the energy of divine energy, and that no human need occupy it because the money is flowing to you with ease and grace. You have to begin to change your conversation with money and the routine of you need someone to be okay. You don't need any human. You only need your guides and your angels and God. So we don't need someone to pay to be there. We are fine. We need to reassure ourselves that that is how it is. Because every time you've opened up your sanctuary, even though it started nicely in a way, it always ends up a train wreck.
Yeah.
So that's a pattern that we need to recognize, that nobody honors your space the same way. They're never a vibrational match. The clash of the energies rises to the surface surface expeditiously, and suddenly we are faced with conflict. And you don't do well with conflict. You like peace. You like balance. You're the Libra. You've got the scales. You need it all in order. So what's coming for you? Well, Joey, let me tell you the way I see the energy around you. You know, you may be feeling November and December, but I'm going to push you, and I'm going to push you to February. Because I feel like November and December is more of an attunement for you energetically. And I feel like the acquisition of everything in the energy, I can talk, I swear, everything being presented in the energy, in the physical, the manifestation, the increase in abundance, the relationship. I really feel partnership, love, abundance. These all come to the forefront in the month of February. I'm feeling as if this next 2 months is really more preparatory for what is to come, rather than in a result of, oh, something's coming and it's going to be here. No, we know Christmas is coming and we know the presents are coming and we've got the spirit of Christmas. But in the spirit of Christmas, it's that energy that manifests what actually comes to the physical delivery in the month of March. So just look at the Christmas holiday season as your magical manifestation time and use that energy to create. It's my guides like to call it fairy dust.
Okay, good.
So
I like it.
use your fairy dust, and
I got some too. As a matter of fact, I haven't used it in a while. I dressed up for Halloween as a fairy one. So
I don't know, Joey. Somehow that doesn't surprise me. So okay. So as we look at the energy, let's play with the fairy dust, throw it in the air, and every speck of fairy dust is an infinite possibility that's right there for you already. And all you need to do in the asking it is given.
Okay.
And so just look at this energy as a ripening of what's to come.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to stay away from tarot readers and trust myself, because what I've been doing lately is asking questions, and I put my recorder on my chest when I lay down, and I get the answers that I recorded. And I see who comes forward, and I'm trying to develop a trust in those messages that I get. I also saw Jesus. His eyes were beautiful. I was in tears from how I had a vision of that. And
you have to trust yourself, Joey, is really, where you're at. And it's important for you to understand this, that when you ask questions of others because they want to please you, they give you the answers. But when you ask questions of the divine will give you an answer that's not always to the pleasure of you, but to the growth of you. You see, the divine will always talk in a way that will give you ability to grow. People tell you they see things, and they see them, but there's a part of them that in their inner knowing, and because maybe many of them have been separated from their ego, they answer the question from a place of, well, this is what I believe it to be. So trust your intuition. Of course, I'm grateful that you touch base with us and get your confirmation here on the show. But, and I'm going to just teach you something my teacher said, which I'm sure you're aware of. You don't open yourself up to other people's energy. You don't, when people tell me they go to reader to reader to reader to reader, not that I don't think it's nice to spread things around, and nor do I think people have to go to just one person. But when you find someone who's got the right vibrational match and the energy is good, you want to keep yourself protected and safe, and you don't want a million other people in your story, in your energy, in your soul's journey. So it's a sacred conversation. You cannot have that with just everyone. So when people are what I call tarot reading or psychic reading hopping, it's detrimental to them, because they open up their energy and they get conflicting answers, and then they don't know what to believe, and then it creates confusion. And God is never the author of confusion.
No, never at all. No, I actually got myself a spiritual therapist. He's a therapist with us, and he goes to me, Joey, you already know it, so I would be able to talk instead of sitting there through TikTok watching a whole bunch of people that they're doing something, but I'm not sure what they're doing there.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a spiritual match. That part,
yes.
Again, I agree with you, Sarah.
Right, thank you. Well, I appreciate your call, and thank you so much for holding, and we appreciate your participation. Thank you so much, Joey. Bye for now. Bye. 888 565-1470. We're welcoming your phone calls all across the nation. And from Hollandale Beach in Florida, we're going to go to Fort Lauderdale. Don't think that's too far away. I've got Claudia on the line. Claudia, how are you?
Yes, good. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Yes.
Claudia, could you possibly be in a
just one second.
Claudia? Yeah, I need you in a quiet place, please.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think I'm reading the entire place that you're at. Where were you? Good Lord.
I'm so sorry. I was waiting in the car for a long time, and then I went into the grocery market.
Yes.
But I really want to speak with you, and I'm out now. And
great, thank you.
I left my groceries in there so I could attend to.
So what is your question for us tonight, Claudia? I know there's a lot going on, great expansion, great transformation, elevation of consciousness. And how did you hear about the show?
On the radio. I heard about it just on the radio.
Great.
There was, yes.
So how may I assist you tonight?
So I'm wondering, am I meant to be on my own for my whole life? Like just by myself?
Oh. No.
I mean, I have my children, but it seems like whomever I'm around, it's a very limited kind of thing, and it's almost like
you don't really feel like you find the right connection with people, yes?
Yeah, I connect very good with everybody, with the whole world, with especially people on the moment, spur of the moment, everywhere. But and I love everyone. It's just
what's that song? All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself anymore. Right? So you're like feeling that energy, and that's when you're like, oh, am I meant to be by myself? Like I went, oh, that was like spirit going, oh, heck no, honey. That's not the plan. It's just that you've been taking care of things for yourself, for your family, and you've actually kind of been darting around and not been available for relationship. Mm-hmm. And there's a superficial energy of the connections you've made. They're nice, they're friendly, they're connected, but you don't invest yourself. You actually are a little bit guarded. And when I go back in the energy, and I have to go back to 2011, 2012 in this time period, this was a challenging time for you, difficult time, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Especially, yes. It was life-changing, especially,
I know.
Just right at the beginning, 2012 to 13.
Yeah. And the lead up to that was 2011. So you're where you are because of that 2012 time. And that's why we go back. And so that life-changing event put you on a path, a different trajectory than you were before that. So now we have to realize that we cannot attract the same type of person, and we're of a different vibration. And when I spin you into the energy of 2022, we kind of close the doors. There's a lot of big changes coming, not scary changes that we orchestrate. We kind of clear out some friendships and kind of close out the door of things that we're doing that don't serve us anymore. And it really becomes more about you and what's healthy for you and your healthy boundaries in your life. And then when I spin you into 2023, I know we're moving out ahead, but this is all catapulting from 2012. So when I move you into 2023, that's when I see relationship, partnership, engagement, marriage. It's like there's that person there. That's why I'm like, oh, heck, don't even go there, honey, because I see love. And so it's there. It's just getting you ready to welcome it, because you haven't really welcomed love into your life. And, it's just been hit or miss in the few connections that you've made over the years. But now we're ready for a primary partner who is going to honor you and have this connection. And when you feel that connection, I want you to trust that the universe is going to have your back, and you're going to know exactly who you're signing up to be with. And you're going to have that connection. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, because for me, it's always been, for me, when I think of a partnership, a man and man, I think of us doing, like moving in the same direction, on the same page, working towards something for the world together. Because I've always done a lot of volunteer, guardian ad litem, I had 20 children living in my home that were in the street and gang. Like, I'm always out there thinking about how I can help and what I can do and others. Right. And I I always thought that it would be better with a partner, like having that partner that we focus our energies together to do something for others in the world. And that our relationship shouldn't take so much effort. It should be just natural, and our attention and focus should be about what we do for.
Right. Well, there's always a little bit of intention and effort that's put into a relationship, because relationships do require a bit of work and understanding. But yes, you are correct, and you are attracting an equal vibrational match, and there's new opportunities that come for you personally for work and money in the May to June time of 2022. So I want you to be ready. And if there was a thought or an idea that you would form an official not-for-profit agency, some company that will assist others in a particular area, this is also a powerful place. You have a special place in your heart for women and children, yes?
Yes, and fathers and men, and, the whole, even, like for everybody, for that connection for people, but yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's coming for you. And you are on track. And
yeah, I live with my son now. We live together, and it's like sometimes, he's so lovely. He takes care of me. He's really great. But, it's just, I have my daughter, my son. I'm kind of the oldest. We have a very small family, although we found a relative recently, but
well, it's time for you to live your life for you, and your children to have their own new experiences coming up, and you really don't need anyone to take care of you. You are very self-sufficient and very self-reliant, but it's nice to know that they're there and they care and they support you. And I also get a sense of this beautiful energy that you come from a family that there was a woman in your family who taught you to care for other people, yes? You are very similar to a woman who passed, who's connected in your family, in the mother side of the family, I believe, yes?
Mm-hmm.
True?
Yeah. My parents taught me, how to, just the golden rule, be kind to, they were very, very kind to people, very kind, loving.
Yes, and you learned a lot from the mother's side of the family, your mother and your mother's mother. And they're very much, very much with you. Okay, Grandma's very much with you.
Oh, yes.
And she's always there to inspire you. Claudia, I hope I've been of service to you. Thank you for stepping out of the grocery store. We appreciate that. And I'm sure your groceries are just waiting for you. But
they're there now. They brought them to me.
Thank you. And if you're ever in West Palm Beach, we do have one-on-one sessions at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. So maybe one day we can meet in person.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
And yes, thank you. I appreciate so much.
Thank you. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we've got calls all across the nation. Can't wait to talk to you. 888-565-1470. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions all across the nation. And we're going back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. But before I do that, let's see, do we have a Facebook question for me? I think we got a lot of people on Facebook. Stephanie Mason. She says, that's a really long question for us here, but can you flip it to the birthdays for me, please?
10/29/66, 5/24/77. That's hers.
Yes. So, so Stephanie, here's the energy that I see here. Can he see you? Yes, your husband does see you. And when I look at the energy around you, I want you to know that even though this difficulty, recent passing, he is aware of you, and he so loved the way you choose to celebrate his life. And he talks about this connection between all of you and family and the meaning of who he was. You each honored him in a way of who he was for you. And so he is connected. He makes me feel that as he stays on the other side, I do feel as if the passing was of a recent time. So as he adapts to this energy, he'll be showing himself more and more around you, to you, and to other family members. I hear the song, Don't You Cry, which is one of the songs Spirit gave me. He doesn't want you to cry. He wants you to be happy that he's in peace and he's in rest. And he tells me there's nothing holding him down anymore. He can breathe. He's free. And this energy of health and healing, he's restored. So I want you to know that he's with you. He does see you. And we thank you for this. And if you'd like to make a deeper connection with him on a personal session, go to sarahspiritual.com. And I look forward to bridging the gap and connecting with him as he acclimates into that energy. But yes, he did see you, recognize you, and is thankful for the words that were said in his honor on his special birthday. So thank you so much for that beautiful question. Now we can go back to the phone lines. Spirit says there's a question you just got to get to, Sarah Spiritual, on Facebook. And so I thank them for that. And we're going to go to Orlando. I've got Sonia on the line. Sonia, what's going on, honey?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well, Sonia. Good to connect with you again. This is really going to be a time of closing doors, clearing up. I want you to kind of clean out the house, throw out the stuff. It's a time to move yourself in a direction of closing doors to open up new ones. This is a good time for you to reposition yourself. What's your question for us, Sonia, tonight?
Well, I wanted to know what the angels are working around for me. If there's something good coming or something that I should be prepared for. I know I've been going through a lot of changes this year, and I'm just praying that next year is even better.
Next year will be better. This is a clearing out time, and that was basically the message from the angels when I first connected with you. Whenever I first connect with someone, it's spirit just pouring through me, and this is your time for change and closing doors, new ways of being, new ways of healing. You've been going through a lot in your healing body as well, please, Sonia, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so next year is a healthy year, a year of being connected in your highest self of healing. And so we've got like a little more time of just not having everything feel comfortable for you. And I feel like this uncomfortability has been challenging, but you're surprised at how well you're able to rise to the occasion. Archangel Michael steps up forward with you, so he is the angel of protection. And I'm also made aware of a woman connected to you, connected on the mother's side of the family, connected in the way. Mom's passed, please, Sonia, because she seems very close to you in the energy.
Mom, yes. Mom passed away.
Yes, Mom is with you here.
Very close to her.
Very close to her, because when I tell you her energy is on you, she's like white on rice, honey. I mean, there's not a breath, a test, anything that you went through that she wasn't there with you, and she wants you to know that. And she makes me aware of, you talk to her and you get her this connection, like she's still sitting there talking to you like a friend. Yes, please?
Yes, that's so true.
And she's with you, and Mom drank, what did she drink in the cup? Coffee? Is that coffee? Is that a coffee mug, or what's in the mug, please?
Coffee.
Coffee.
She loves coffee.
Yeah, because she's got a mug, and it's like, looks like coffee to me, but sometimes I don't know if it's coffee or tea, but she's got her coffee mug there, and she's just sitting, and it's like she would just sit and drink coffee and talk, right? And that would be her ritual, yes? You wanted to say something, you sat with Mom and had a cup of coffee. You couldn't talk till we had coffee. And so she's there with you, having her etheric cup of coffee in the heavens, and she's listening to you, and she too doesn't want you to cry.
Hope she's proud of me.
You did amazing shifts and changes in the past 2 years, Sonia. You took yourself through quite a bit. She couldn't be anything but proud.
I had surgery, and after surgery, I went through a week of very, very bad depression.
Yes.
Not knowing if I really wanted it or didn't want it, but it was already done.
Correct.
And it was something I had to do for my health.
Yes.
And I thought I wouldn't be able to deal with it. And I'm just surprised on how good I felt with it, like you said.
Yes. And you passed
everything
through it
you
all.
said has been on point.
Well, everything Spirit gives me is on point, and I trust it, and I'm always grateful that I'm able to interpret it and relay it to you in a way that's translatable to our everyday life, Sonia, so that each one of us has the guidance. And your angels are always with you, and this is the time for you to celebrate your life. You just had a birthday not too long ago, and this is a time for you to be in the joy of who you are, and that song of I got a new attitude. You know, there's a new you.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear that song, a whole new world, kind of opening up to this whole new beautiful world that you've chosen to create for yourself, and not without pain and suffering. But Mom is very proud of you, and I feel as if next year is going to bring you all the joy and love that you've been asking for a very long time.
Pray to God. They hear you up there, Sarah.
From my mouth to God's ears, I tell you, it always goes down. So I see it. I know they hear me because they're the one giving me the information. So you better hear me.
Let me ask you one more question. I'm sorry. I want to ask you about my daughter. She's 12 years old, and she's been going through a depression.
Yes.
And I had to take her to the doctor, and I didn't want to put her on any medication. But the doctor seemed her so bad, like she kept crying. And
What is your daughter's
said,
birthday?
okay.
What's her birthday?
Her birthday is 4/25/2009.
Your daughter doesn't feel like she belongs, like she fits in. She doesn't really understand who she is, and she feels very different. And she sees the world in such turmoil that it scares her. And so she would rather stay in her room and hide than ever come out. Can't say that that's such a bad thought on some days, yes? So when I look at this energy, of course, she's afraid. And there's a lot of anxiety. Perhaps there's something, I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, but perhaps through the guidance of a doctor, there's a very low dose of something. But she really needs something to interest her. She needs someone to talk to. And you need to teach her to talk to the angels. The angels will give her the guidance and the comfort that she needs. And I do read children of this age, so perhaps one day I get to talk to her.
Okay, that sounds great. And everything you said about her you're on point, Sarah. You're on point.
She'll be all right.
Thank you so
She'll
much.
be all right.
I love you so much,
Thank
Sarah.
you.
Thank you.
God bless you. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family.
You too.
Bye for
Thank
now.
you, Sarah.
Bye. Well, we are definitely counting the days till turkey time. And I don't know, there's 50-something days. I don't know, maybe 55 days till Christmas. So we're coming around here, everyone. So, yeah, 2021, it's been real, but we're going to happily count by these days because we're ready for 2022. And as we make that shift and change and we enjoy our November feast, remember to be grateful, be kind to others, and remember, be your authentic self. But you don't have to judge someone for who they are. Mind your business. Honor you, love you, and know that God is acting through you in all you do. I appreciate your sharing time and space with us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Visit sarahspiritual.com. But for now, I bid you farewell. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
Leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.